2.
Welcome to Bible in Plain View, Philadelphia location, where we teach you the Bible in by title and lesson. Today's lesson is going to be Beware of Covetousness. And our teacher is Brother Chris. I'm your reader, Brother Glenn. And without further ado, Brother Chris, take us there.
All right, thank you for that introduction, bro.
Right.
Again, the title of the lesson is Beware of Covetousness. And it's self-explanatory title. So, figure a good thing to do is to go right to where the Bible is warning us not to covet. So let's start this off in Exodus chapter 20 with the 10 Commandments. Exodus 20, and we might actually add in a couple verses just to see who's talking here, and then to see what the people's reaction was. So we're going to start this at verse 1.
Verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying,
What'd he say?
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Oh, so this God is the same God. He going to take recognition for bringing them out of their captivity, because he did it, by a mighty hand and a stretched out arm in a way that the whole world could see and understand this is the true God. All right, so, and he's jealous. He don't want to give his glory, share his glory with no other God. But now let's skip down to verse 17, because this is what the lesson is about.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
What else?
Nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Okay, so now he said not to covet anything that your neighbor has. And that's not just talking about the guy next door. Your neighbor, according to the Samaritan parable, is everybody. We all neighbors in this earth, so to speak. All right, and that's a good parable to read to get a good understanding of that. But we're going to go to the New Testament now and see what it actually means to covet, because this is not a commonly used word these days. I didn't know what it meant when I first read it. So it's going to break it down a little different over in Romans chapter 7. Oh, you know what? Well, that's all right. I'm gonna read actually what happened after that back at Exodus. You can stay where you at. And it, because I said we're going to see the people's reaction. So it said, verse 18.
And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us. Let not God speak with us, lest we die.
So they were so scared, they asked Moses, hey, can you just talk to God on our behalf? Because the smoke and the fire and the lightning, the thunder that they saw, along with this voice and the earthquaking, was too much. They feared for their life. Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
Oh, so fear of the Lord is a good thing if it prevents you from sinning. See, that's the whole purpose of fear. It say the fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. So it's good, but when you operating in it, then you're not going to be afraid of the punishment that God have, because you ain't doing nothing wrong. So that's why he kind of used it both ways. He said, fear not, for God has come to prove you that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. See, he really he ain't going to hurt you if you obey him. But now let's move on. So we're going over to Romans 7, and we're going to get right into it. Verse 7 is going to explain this. Go ahead, my bro.
What shall we say then? Is the law sin?
Okay, so now Paul dealing with this chapter and kind of breaking down the law to the Romans. It's a good chapter to read the whole thing up, but he really saying, is something wrong with the law? What's the answer?
God forbid.
Nah, God forbid there be something wrong with his law that he gave us. See, God, he's perfect. It tell us to be therefore perfect as our Father in heaven. He dwell in eternity. He ain't got to come in the middle of the book and say, oh, you know what? I didn't know y'all wasn't going to be able. Nah, that's not how God operates. He said, I'm the Lord God, I change not. So he knew, that these commandments was going to be good down to the end of time, because we're going to be judged by these same words. And coveting is a major motivation behind a lot of the world's wars and strifes among people, as we're going to see. But go ahead. Did you read that yet? I'm sorry.
He said, Nay, I had not known sin but by the law.
Okay, so he said, God forbid something is wrong with the law, that the law is sin. He said, nah, I hadn't even known what sin was. Go ahead.
But by the law.
Oh, except the law told him. Go ahead.
For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet.
Oh, so to covet, as we read in Exodus 20, is the same as to lust, which is talking about having a strong desire. That's what lust is. So he said not to have that towards anything that your neighbor has, because that's going to cause you maybe to even go and break some of the other commandments, to be willing to steal from them, rely on them, you know, to try to obtain that, when really you need to be going to the one that created all things and is watching how you operate with your neighbor to see if you're going to be found worthy to be with him in the kingdom. So let's move on. Let's go to Luke. You know what? We're going to do this a little out of order. We'll go to the James one
James?
first. Yeah, James chapter 4. And we're going to look at how, you know, people having this strong desire, this lust over the things that their body wants, their flesh wants. You know, that's really what's behind a lot of the division, the conflict in the world today. James 4, and pick it up at verse 1. When you're ready, go ahead.
From whence come wars and fighting among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members?
See, we know now lust is another word for covetous, you know, for covet. Because Paul said, I had not known lust, except the law said, thou shalt not covet. Because the law is nothing wrong with the law. It just didn't provide a way to get you justified for your sin, for that you already did, which broke the law. But it's just showing you what not to do to get in trouble with God. The same way following the laws of man doesn't get you out of trouble if you already broke one. You know, you run a stop sign and get pulled over, you can't say, well, I'm going to stop at the next one and get off the hook. So that's how it is with the law of God. You still got to, even if the cop just write you a warning, you still got to keep stopping at the stop signs. So that's what Jesus did. He gave you grace for your past sins, as it says in Romans 3. But now we still got to operate in the law. Nothing wrong with the law. So James 4 and 1, I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't even know where you
Verse
left
2,
off.
he lust and have not. He killed and desired to have.
What else?
And cannot obtain. He fight wars, yet he have not, because he acts not.
Oh, see again, because of that covetousness, as he said, this the start of it. From whence or where come wars and fightings among you? Come they not even hence, or from here, even of your lust at war in your members or your body. So it all start with your desire, with your way of thinking. And when you have a strong desire for something that you don't have and somebody else have, it said, hey, people will kill, they'll fight, they'll war, but they ain't even think to ask God. He said, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Go ahead, my bro, verse 3.
He acts and receive not.
Why?
Because he acts amiss.
Oh, see, it could be some layers, some levels to it. So you got to ask, and in the right way. So how are these people asking?
That he may consume it upon your lust.
Oh, see, you got to really understand and pray according to the will of God, so that, you know, it's not about what your lust wants, because this body, it's just going to go back to the dirt and die. The same way God told Adam, dust thou art, unto dust shalt thou return. No matter, you know, if you give it the best organic, you know, most nutritious food, it's going to die. So we can't just give the body what it wants. We got to serve the Lord. Give him what he requires, which is obedience. Go ahead. What verse?
4. He adulterers and adulteress. Know he not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?
Hold up. What's enmity mean, bro?
Deep-seated hatred.
Deep hatred? You know, man, they don't be preaching these kind of verses in a lot of churches. But here in the Bible, it says that the friendship of the world is enmity or deep-seated hatred with God. So it's not on one accord. So you got to understand, the world hated Jesus. He's and the servant, which is us, is not above the master, which is him. So if they call the master of the house Beelzebub, or which is chief devil, what you think they're going to call you? Because the world, hey, the things that they love are abomination in the sight of God. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God.
Enemy of God. Go ahead, bro.
Do he think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy?
Oh, see, this is another thing a lot of people don't recognize is our heart ain't as good as people think it's cracked up to be. They be like, oh, God know my heart. Yeah, he does. That's why this is written. The spirit in man lusteth to envy. Man have a spirit in them that desires to be envious. And we got to mitigate that, temper that with the word of God. We got to replace that with his way of thinking. Because we can read that God is jealous, but it's a different type of jealousy. Paul even said, hey, I'm jealous over you with godly jealousy. Not that he wants something that you have. He wants you to serve God without blemish, without error. Because, you know, this is the hope that we preaching, that we all trying to attain. But go ahead, where you at, bro?
Verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud.
Okay, so here's some of the grace. Since we got this spirit that lusts to envy, hey, God gonna give grace to who? To the humble. And what else he do, bro?
But giveth grace unto the humble.
So he resists the proud. So even if you envious, you can humble yourself and come to the Lord and ask him to remove this, to purge this out. And he can show you grace, you know, to get yourself right. Let's move on. While we here, let's go back into chapter 3.
Chapter 3?
Yeah, I think
3 and 13.
See what it's dealing with. Yeah, let's look at it. We were just talking about meekness, so yeah, let's go.
Who is a wise man and endureth with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom.
Oh, so again, we see this meekness come into play when we're dealing with God. Even as Brother Glenn read in his lesson in Matthew 11, Jesus say to take my yoke upon you and learn of me. He said he's meek and lowly in heart, right? So, and he is the one that's going to only be exalted at the time of his return. He going to make the world bow down to him, every knee. So this is the protocol with God. You humble yourself before him that he may exalt you in due time. And you also humbling yourself so that people can see, hey, it ain't you doing anything. You giving all credit to the Most High God. So he said, who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. Go ahead.
But if he have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth.
Right, so, you know, I don't know if you ever seen that. It's like a picture of a cat looking in the mirror, and you see a lion. So that's like become a symbol of delusion, you know. So it don't make no sense to deny the reality, even if it's something you don't want, even if it's strife and envy in your heart. Because God already know. We just read the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy. He already know what's in the heart. It said he fashioned all their hearts alike. So we want to humble ourselves and come to him to remove those things. So that we can be like Moses. You know, it was a time when Joshua, he went to Moses. He was like, man, these two guys, they out there prophesying. You know, they wasn't with all the other congregation that was prophesying. So Moses told him, he said, envious thou for my sake? He said, hey, I wish the spirit of the Lord was on all of God's prophets. He said, I wish all God's people was prophets. Something to that effect. So he had the whole opposite, you know, type of nature. He wanted that spirit to be on everybody. But let's move on. Let's go over to Luke 12.
Luke 12.
Yeah. Luke chapter 12.
13.
We're going to pick it up at verse 13 through 21. When you're ready, go ahead.
And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother, that he divide the inheritance with me. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you?
Hey, and this is something that been happening and still happens today. I'm sure it's going to still be happening tomorrow. When somebody die and leave an inheritance, hey, everybody fighting over it. So this guy come to Jesus to have him try to, get him squared away with what he feel is his. But look, Jesus ain't even concerned with that. He said, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And Jesus is going to be the one to judge. He's king, he's judge, but he ain't judging in your matters, in your life like that. What are you going to tell them? What are you going to tell them? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
Oh, see, this is where the title come from, and he going to give us an excellent parable to seal this in our mind. But he warned them, not to be, consumed with covetousness. He said, beware of covetousness, because your life is not made up of what you have. It's poor people that, hey, it's old poor people still living. Who know how long they've been poor and homeless. But the Lord is able to provide. And oftentimes, if you give them something, what they going to tell you? God bless you. And the Lord is telling you in the Bible, hey, if you have pity on the poor, you lend into him. So both sides of the coin is showing you. But go ahead, where you at?
16.
Go ahead, my
And he
bro.
spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits.
Man, this guy got major problems, huh?
Too much.
He got so much stuff, he don't got enough room to put it. That's not your average problems. But let's see his mindset. What he going to do about
And
this?
he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods.
Oh, he going to make even bigger barns. Make a silo in the back. Put all my stuff so I can just live off that for many years. But what the Lord say?
And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry.
See, it's a good lesson to keep in mind every day that our time is always ready. We don't know the time of our death. So if we just keep on living like it's not going to happen, we could end up like this, thinking we still got time left, but really it's time to check out. So it's better mindset to wake up every day and be like, well, this could be my last day. How would I live if I'm going to wake up before the Lord next time I go to sleep? That's going to change the way the decisions you make. You might not be living so carelessly, thinking, oh, I got time to get it together. So that's a better thought process to have, because we truly don't know what time it's going to be. So the man said, hey, soul, he talking to himself, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But what?
But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
Hey, this night, this life is short. People will tell you, the older they get, man, it seemed like a few days. Go ahead.
Then whose those things be which thou hast provided?
Right. Hey, everything you done worked so hard for is going to go to somebody else. Might not even be who you intended for it to go through. We seen the family fighting over when he started the parable. Man was trying to get what he felt was his. But now let's move on. We're going over to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. So the book of Ecclesiastes is written by Solomon, the third king of Israel, from when they started electing kings, or if you will. And it was at the height, of the climax of Israel in the past. I mean, he had rest from all his enemies, great wealth, and, peace, basically. So he was able to have everything that a person could desire, Solomon. But he's going to give us a warning here about the love of money. Let's pick it up at Ecclesiastes 5 and verse 8. Yeah, thank you.
If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violence perverting of judgment and justice in the province, Marvel not at the matter,
Why is that?
for he that is higher than the highest regardeth,
The
and there
Lord is
be
watching.
and there be higher than they.
So he like, if you see, the poor being oppressed, they the ones without no power. And really, God is letting you know he fight on behalf of the powerless, the fatherless, the widow, the poor. He say if you mistreat them and they cry out to him, he gonna hear them. So, hey, he's watching. That's what he letting you know. He said if you see the oppression of the poor, violent perverting of judgment, because he gave commandments, to not be a respecter of persons, to not take a gift, for a gift perverts judgment and the words of the wise. So he not with all that. It's letting you know he watching. They're not getting away with it. But go ahead, verse 9.
Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field.
Right. Everybody got to get it from the same source. The Lord is the one that send the rain and allow the crops to grow. And that's what provides food for everybody, be it the high or the lowly. Go ahead.
He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth the abundance with increase.
Oh, what
this
is
also is vanity.
Hey, it's nothing to chase after these things. They may be a defense in this life, but we know that they cannot give more life, right? And they're not going to satisfy you. That's the problem. That's why people can never have enough when they set their heart on these things. But as we're going to see, the qualities that God is trying to instill in us, are things like contentment, which, regardless of your situation and what you have, you don't have to feel bad about. You could feel even joy about your expectation from God, even if you're going through hell. So he trying to teach us about some qualities like patience, because he's an eternal being, contentment, because he said you can inherit all things. So why would you covet anything if God had given you all things with contentment? See, the problem is people killing and lying and stealing to obtain what they want. So now, and they love it, and it can never be satisfied by it. So it's never enough. But if God give you all things, hey, you're going to operate within the commandments. That's what they intended to create, a citizen of his kingdom. But now let's go. Where are we going to, my bro? Was that all?
Yeah, that was it for that. I don't know where you want to go.
All right. We're going to go to 1 Timothy chapter 6 and read 3 through 11. First Timothy 6, and pick it up at verse 3 when you're ready.
If any man teach otherwise, and consent not to the wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Jesus Christ, and to the doctrine which is according to good godliness,
what is
he is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strife of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, even surmisings.
Oh, see, the doctrine of Christ is not about, thinking that gain is godliness. He don't even let nobody try to teach you that. It's about that kind of stuff. He said that, they don't know anything if what they teaching is leading to strife and railings and evil surmisings. What else?
Perverse disputing of men, of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth.
Hey, they don't have no truth. Why?
Supposing that gain is godliness.
Hey, if you think that gain, the profit of this world, to prosper in this world, is godliness, that's not of God. What is he warning us to do?
From such withdraw thyself.
Hey, get away from people that think like that. But what?
But godliness with content is great gain.
Hey, he not even talking about anything that you have outside of the qualities within you. If you had, he said, godliness with contentment is great gain. Because, hey, you wake up in that first resurrection, hey, you're going to have power over the nations you can never even attain in this life. Go ahead.
7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Hey, this is what Job said, and he had great wealth. He was the greatest in the East, it said. But he realized, hey, he lost everything. And he said, naked. Hey, he had such a godly mindset. He said, naked came I into this world, or out of my mother's womb. He said, naked I'm going to return thither. He knew when I die, I ain't bringing nothing with me. Go ahead.
8. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Go ahead.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Hey, this might be one of the most misquoted verses I hear. Because people say, hey, that money is the root of all evil. Nah, see, it don't be the object a lot of time. It be the person's mindset. The love of money. We just read that, right?
Yeah.
Because it said, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied therewith, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. See, hey, if you love God, you going to wait for the reward which he's promised you and be content. You're going to continue to endure and do the things that's pleasing to him. He said, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which what?
Which while some covered after, they have erred from the faith.
Oh, see, that's an error according to the faith. Go ahead.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of God, flee these things, and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and has professed a good profession before many witnesses.
All right, let's look at this last one. I think we're going to skip down to 2 Kings 9, 2 Kings chapter 5, I'm sorry. And we'll try to make it through this example. This is about a prophet of God, Elisha, and the king of Israel, you know, and the king of Syria. The king of Syria had a captain over his military, and his name was Naaman, and he had a servant that was a little Israelite girl who mentioned, hey, if he was in Israel, he could be healed. The prophet would heal him. So the king gonna send his captain down there to be healed of this man of God, Elisha, in Israel. Pick it up at verse 9 when you're ready.
And Naaman came with his horses and with his chariots, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee.
Okay, so now this is an important, military man. But, hey, the prophet didn't even come out to meet him. He sent out his servant to tell him what to do. Let's see how he felt about that.
And thou shalt be clean. And Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he will surely come out to me, and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, and strike his hands over the place.
Hey, maybe he was used to seeing them kind of theatrics because he already had something in his mind. But so he just went away mad. He didn't even do it at first. Go ahead.
And recover the leper. Are not Abner and for river of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel?
Hey, so he looking at it literally, physically, like, oh, we got better rivers in Damascus or, wherever. Go ahead.
May I not wash in them and be clean?
Well, obviously not if you didn't try it already. Go ahead.
So he turned away and went away in a rage. And he sent servants, and his servants came near and spake unto him and said,
Go ahead, I got you.
My father, if the prophet had bid thee to do some great thing, wouldest thou not have done?
So this is a good point. So he didn't do it until his servants was like, man, he ain't asked you to do nothing too hard. And I admonish you, read the rest of this on your own because we're running out of time. But it's going to show you his covetousness. His servants' covetousness led to him getting a curse in